Big moment that for Enzo Maresca.
I thought he was going to say big moment there in terms of kicking a bottle, mate. I mean, yeah, he was absolutely buzzing. I think relieved too at the end of the game. You saw how happy he was with him and Reece James having a chat and talking about the performance. I think days like today are always going to make you feel good as a manager when, you know, you suffered defeat, you got your back against the wall and there's question marks around everything. And yeah, he'll feel really good going home tonight.
Which is why you saw those celebrations that you did at the end. And Joao Pedro, the goal scorer, was right in the middle of them. And I'm delighted to say he's ready to talk to us live now from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Congratulations, Joao, on the victory and on the goal as well. Judging by the celebrations, that one meant a lot to you and your teammates tonight.
Thank you. I think I needed on this goal because long time I don't score. And I think the team expect that from me. And I think today I could score and I'm very happy.
Were you starting to get a little bit worried, Joao, that the goals weren't coming too regularly for you?
No, I think I always want to help the team. Of course with goals or assists, but first I need to play well. Because I think if I play well, the goal's going to come. The important thing is always to try to win games, and I'm very chill about the goals.
Joao, Mano, it's Daniel Sturridge here, my man. I would like to ask you talked about, you know, in the first question, your goal, and you said you was very happy you needed that goal. Over the last few games, you know, you've not had many shots even. How does it feel when you're on the pitch and you're going through that type of moment in comparison to tonight where you had many shots?
I think in my position, if you don't shoot, you get frustrated. But I think you need to not look just for yourself. I think you need to see if the others get a chance. And I'm kind of player, if I don't shoot, I'm going to create the space for the others. But like I said, if you chose to win, I will be happy. But of course, I always want to score. But sometimes it's not going to happen. Like you said, the last games I didn't shoot. But also I had problem. I think everyone knows that. Enzo said, the mister said, I stay out from the national team, but I'm getting better. I try to improve, and today I was happy to score. And like you said, today I had a lot of opportunities, but I missed. But if you see the other time I had the chance to shoot, I passed to Jamie. So I play for the team, and today you won. I score, and I'm happy always.
Joao, congratulations. Hopefully you've got a screen in front of you there. I just want to show you your goal. Did you give Moises Caicedo a big cuddle for what he did for you here today?
No, I said to him, I invite him to a dinner. He can choose the restaurant.
Talk us through your finish, though. He obviously does so well, but then your finish is really calm.
Yeah, for the first, I had a chance before, and I finished in the near post. In the second time I had the chance to score, I just tried to put over than him because I saw him in the first action, he dropped. So I say the next time I'm going to shoot on above of him, and I was happy to score.
And Joao, for you now, moving forward with the team, in those attacking moments, it's up to you and the attacking players to create goals. What do you think it's going to take for you guys to consistently create and score goals?
I think if you see the team, everyone have participate in the goals in the Premier League, in the Champions League as well. I think Enzo had 2 goals, Moises had 2 goals. I think we in front, we are very strong, but I think you're going to improve a lot until the end of the season. I think you need to keep like this, but you have to be more consistent to win games every week, and in the end, you can fight for something.
And do you prefer, Joao, to play as the number 9 like you did tonight, or sometimes play a little bit further back as the 10?
I just want to play. I want to be on the pitch always. But yeah, I think depends of the game. Sometimes I can play like a 10. Sometimes I can play like a 9, like today. I think I run a lot behind. I make difficult for the defenders. But when Cole play, I prefer to play like a 9 because we have a connection. He's gonna find me.
Well, then we'll see more goals and we'll see more of that celebration as well, Joao. We like that celebration.
My friend, I need to know why you do this celebration. Because I did in the studio. I did this in the studio. Now I need to see why you do this.
No, one day, in the time I was in Brighton, my friend, he texted me and he said, hey, you need to celebrate like this. So from that, I started celebrating like this. And now I'm going to keep celebrating like this here and in Brazil.
Yeah, very good. Daniel enjoyed that. And just one more question. Did Moises say yes to dinner, and where are you going to take him?
Yeah, he said yes. I think we go to Novikov.
Oh,
Desio, my friend. Desio, you did this. They gave you a shout out, Desio. Much love and respect, brother.
So, yeah, I'm going to wait him to say which day he want to go, and you go.
Yeah, well, maybe not tonight, because everyone will be waiting there for you now.
No.
So, Joao, congratulations, and thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. See you soon.
You turned into Del Boy there at one point.
I had to tell him because, sometimes the language, I had to see what time, I had to test the temperature, see what type of time he was on.
He's got lovely energy about him as well, hasn't he?
What I really loved about that was he took it away from himself and he talked about the team. Players like him are special football players in that they understand their capabilities, but they also will say, I want my team to be better. I want to improve my teammates. And you can see the mentality of him like, hey, I can score goals, but I played to Jamie Gittins at the end, And
sometimes there's been a criticism of him of doing that a little bit too much in recent games, I think.
Because I think sometimes when you're used to being that type of guy, who's a team guy, who you make the right play. It's almost like in NBA, people can say, LeBron James isn't a goal-getter all the time, but he makes the right play. That's what he chooses to do. And I think with him in these moments, it's saying, I can be selfish or I can be selfless. And I think in his style of play, when Cole plays, I'll play forward.
You can't wait to have Cole back.
When Cole plays, I'll play up front and I'll do that. But I have to be the guy who's going to create and help the team be better in the attack. And that's what I really love about him. He's got so much capabilities as a player. His technique is so good. And I really, really love his style.
Player. Six big chances Chelsea had tonight. So we said before that, 1-0 didn't really tell the full story. And we can show you some of those moments. They might have had many more.
Yeah, this obviously was the one he was alluding to here. This is a good chance for him. He just tried to do the keeper with the eyes. Vicario, in fairness to him, if he'd not played, this would have been 4 or 5-0. He was that good today. Yeah. And he kept his team in the game, and they were hoping for that one moment. That's a really good piece of forward play there, just getting across Kevin Danso. This is another one. This is a great opportunity for them. I think this is the one when he slides him in, isn't it? Can't quite.
Yeah, I think this is a Jamie Gittins chance. This one.
And that's what he's talking about, being, not being selfish, helping other players. He does really could have hit that with his left foot. He doesn't. Jamie Gittins obviously just leans back a little bit, but lots of good moments, especially for him. And I feel the fact that they got a red card, didn't they, to Liam Delap this week, but the manager, because he's been playing with an injury. He's been hardly trained. He's been on limited minutes because of the injuries he's had, and he just shows you need him, Daniel. That was a big chance for him.
If I'm him, I'm going home thinking I should have had a hattie tonight.
Yeah, of course.
It's like some of those chances you're like, man, if I could have had that one back. But it shows you he's in the right position.
But we see how quickly he's become so important for Chelsea. And yes, because Liam Delap picked up an injury because they let Nicholas Jackson leave. But he's the guy. He's
the man. And he's going to have to step up and give the team what they need, which is goals, creativity, which he's doing. But this is the first week. Today we've seen that he's had a lot of shots in one match. He struggled to even have shots or, be in moments to be able to do that. And I think as an attacker, it's important for your team to give you opportunities to be able to help the team win games. And right now he's the bona fide main man. There's not any pressure on him. Of course, Liam's out. So when Liam gets back, it will be intriguing to see whether the manager will go with both of them, whether he will drop Joao Pedro back, because as he said, he's flexible and he can go in any position.
And they create a lot of chances, didn't they? If you look at Enzo Fernandez, the opportunities that he gets into, the good spaces that he gets into, and then you add into the mix, obviously, Cole Palmer, you can see the smile on his face when he's thinking when he comes back, because he sees the game differently. Everything slows down when he has the ball and he plays the right pass at the right weight. So they've got a lot of qualities. Esteval as well is going to be a sensational player. So if you look at the chances, Garnacho was a bit critical before the game. He did some nice bits today as well. So I think from their perspective, they'll be delighted. There's a big 3 points for them today and they're right in the mix.
I think lastly as well, clean sheet. You know, defensively, last week there was question marks.
Yeah.
There was question marks in the Sunderland game. Like, you know, you've conceded that goal late on. Today they were professional. The experience, you know, they were communicating with each other. They were ensuring that they go home. Because Spurs had moments towards the end. It looked like, the tide's changing a little bit here.
I didn't see that, you know.
Well, you know, a little bit. Come on, we're not going to make out like they were just out there running around. I think that, for me, Chelsea's defence, they'll leave now thinking, okay, you know, we got to build on this now, clean sheet.
Let's hear from the Chelsea manager at this point, because this was quite a significant victory for him as well. Enzo Maresca now with Patrick Davison.
Brilliant, tough, organised. Was that a Chelsea performance that had almost everything?
Yeah, it was a good performance for sure. To come in this stadium against this team in this moment where they look very, very good, you need this kind of performance to get the 3 points.
How key was your out of possession work? How brave did you have to be with your press to give them the problems that you did?
Yeah, I think you have to be brave on the ball and off the ball. For sure, off the ball we were very, very good, but also on the ball we create many chances. And I think off the ball, even 2 games ago against Liverpool, I think the team was top of the ball. So just we won. We are very happy for us, for the fans, that it's a big derby, and we move on.
So how do you get the consistency now? You mentioned that Liverpool game, brilliant. You have the low a couple of weeks later of Sunderland, then the high of this day. Is that just a young team? Is that just the Premier League? How do you explain that?
I can't explain because I don't have the solution. When I don't know things, I prefer to say I don't know. I don't know if it's one thing or the other thing. For sure, in the moment that we are able to be to become consistency.
Consistent, yeah, that'll do.
I think we can be more close to the top.
You played with a lot of top midfielders. Obviously, you coached Man City. Moises Caicedo, key to the goal, key to the win today. How good is he?
He's top. He's in this moment. I think him with Rodri, they are the 2 best defensive midfielder probably in the world.
Yeah, I talked about the out possession work, and you mentioned how good were you on the ball as well today. Was it just the fact that you were only 1-0 up that frustrated you slightly and worried you slightly?
Yeah, because especially in England, everywhere, 1-0 is not finished. Anything can happen always. I think today we could have scored probably 1 or 2 more, and the game was 2-0, 3-0. Probably it's much more relaxed for us. But again, we are very happy. It's 1-0 away against Tottenham, clean sheet. So we are happy. Yeah,
there's a clean sheet. Really pleased you spoke before the game about maybe searching for a partnership in the centre of that defence. Maybe you stumbled on something today with Fofana coming back in.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. We said many times that West is top defenders for us. I don't know now, but before the game, we were the team in the Premier League with more goals. The problem is the goal we conceded, that there are too many, and we need to be defensively solid if we want to be there.
Yeah. 4th now, Enzo. Everything's right with the world again after last week's crisis. It's funny how it goes. But how do you stay, I don't know, like level and calm when it fluctuates like that? So, I mean, certainly from our side, I guess.
Yeah. To be honest, it's the first thing I said to the players after the game. I said we went from 11 to 4th after the game. It's a matter of maintain, balance. In the last 7 games, we won 6 and we lost 1 just against Sunderland. And everyone, was saying that something was wrong. For sure, there are things that we have to do better. But I think we are in the right path.
I mean, 6 wins from 7. Maybe consistency is not a problem.
Maybe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Most we have to resist snap judgments. This is probably a bit rich coming from me, but there we go. This
All
is
of us, we'll do it.
This is Chelsea so far this season, then, and those 10 results, 5 wins on the board. Some difficult fixtures along the way. Lots of London derbies already as well. is on the right path enough right now?
Yeah, he's like I said before, he's building the blocks to and trying to find the rhythm. You know, the question that you got asked then about even just the defensive partnership is like when you're dealing with injuries within a squad, which all teams have to do, you're not able to get that rhythm and that consistency. So I think for him now, like he's talked about, he's got so many top young players that are maturing as the seasons and the games go by. And I think, you know, this is one performance that they can look at and be very, very proud of, because it was very professional, showed experience, showed a lot of composure. They were tenacious all over the pitch. And it could have been an easy one where the game starts and Tottenham's fans and the occasion and everything, you know, sort of makes them get a little bit, you know, antsy, a little bit like, oh, I'm not too sure. But they were so sure of themselves today. They performed amazing, and I'm looking at them. They can leave here thinking, you know what, boys, we just got to keep doing this every week.
Yeah. And I suppose you know, in terms of the snap judgments, all we can really say is, are they better or worse than last season? We're 10 games in, but they're without Levi Colwill, and they've had a large chunk without Cole Palmer as well.
Like, imagine the start of the season, you're preparing, you've just won the Club World Cup, you're starting to think, OK, what's my best 11? And then your best central defender picks up a really horrendous cruciate ligament injury. They've never once complained. I've actually never heard him mention it. Then they've obviously Cole Palmer's picked up an injury, and then Delap's had an injury. So then you're having to manage minutes. You've got Caicedo that's having to play for injury a little bit as well, and Joao Pedro. Got to keep changing the two centre backs. You know, I mentioned Fofana before the game. I thought he might be a bit of a weak link. He wasn't tonight. I thought he did exceptionally well alongside Chalobah. And when you think how things can change, Chalobah's a great example for anyone to just go, you know what, sometimes the grass isn't always greener. And he went to Palace, thought he might have to leave, be surplus requirements. Right now, he's probably their, you know, arguably their number one centre-back, and it's whoever plays alongside him. And it just shows you he's got the right mentality, he's done a good job. He's been at the club since he was sort of 6-7 years of age. And you need those sort of types of players. So I still think they're a little bit away off from contending to win the Premier League, but I certainly think they're going in the right direction.
It's Patrick's player of the match. Any dispute?
Absolutely not. World class. I go as far to say right now, the best of his type in world football. Just absolutely phenomenal. The way that he covers ground, his desire, his quality on the ball, putting out fires for his team, chasing lost causes, strength on the ball, always making the right pass. I just thought he was magnificent today, and he's a dream. When you're playing as a defender and you've got someone like that just hoovering up in front of you and then adding quality like that, it's just a dream, an absolute dream. He took a little while to settle, but now I'm thinking he is one of the best. They've had Kante, Makelele, some of the best defensive midfield players at that club over the last few years. Daniel, would you say he's at 22, 23?
23 years of age now.
23. Yeah. Absolutely magnificent in every department. Now, that's what you need. If you're going to go anywhere and you're going to win competitions, you need these types of players, Daniel.
Yeah, it's his birthday tomorrow, so it's a good celebration for him tonight.
I think he's going to be tired.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, when you look at him and you see the talent this player has, the level he's reaching is where the money they paid for him. It matches up now. At the start, I think the first season, we were probably looking at him and thinking, OK, what's he going to be? Is he going to fulfill his potential? I think at this point in time, the realisation is he's close to the maximum level he could be. And he's only 20. He's going to be 24 tomorrow. So we're looking at a player who can still improve. He's been absolutely top.
What is the talent that you talk about? Because obviously he can run. He can run all day, and he can run at high intensity as well. So what has he added to that?
I think it's the confidence level. I think when you pay that kind of money for a player, the expectation is he's going to come in and hit the ground running. We've seen with the likes of Wirtz at Liverpool. Now the expectation is you come in that kind of money, you've got to hit the ground running. I think it's taken him a bit of time to find his feet at Chelsea, understanding new teammates around, the expectations of the football club. And I think this season, we're seeing a man who's stepping onto the pitch, knowing what's expected of him, knowing he's capable. He's got the technical attributes that you need from a player. He can score a goal if he needs to score a goal. He breaks up the play. He's got absolutely everything. There's nothing I can point to go, you know what, you don't have that. And I think right now, every question that you can have towards him as a player and as a leader on the pitch, he's got the answer for.
And he's got that gift as well, Daniel. He goes and chases the ball. Most players now, they want to play when they've got it. When they haven't, and when Chelsea, at times, if somebody gives it away, he's the first one to make that initial contact, to get after it. And it becomes a bit contagious then. And for the first goal, what he does is absolutely phenomenal, because he wins 3 really important challenges. It's just a world-class piece of play, and it probably tells you everything about him. I've not met him, I don't know him, but he just seems like such a selfless character. And I'm going to just show you one, Neil, because his role in it is absolutely phenomenal. I'll just highlight him here. Got himself in a really good position. He knows that if that ball gets transferred, there's Kudus there, and he can make sure he's in a nice position. Anyone tries to slide that ball in, perfect. Then once obviously Spurs get caught with it, he goes and engages on Jed Spence. He wins that first challenge. But this is what I love the most now. Pedro Neto is about to play a ball into here. And you can see Joao Pedro doesn't anticipate it. But look at the reaction or the difference between what Joao Pedro does and Pedro Neto does compared to Kaisedo. The first thing he does is this. He's like, OK, I'm going to go and chase the ball. And I'm going to be an absolute dog. I'm going to go and win it back for my team. I might get a little bit of luck, and I'm going to show tremendous desire, and I'll slide that ball in. And that is absolutely world class.
I'll tell you one thing as well. As the attacker in that moment who's been Joao Pedro and not done the run, the players you want to play with are guys like Kaisedo who are going to do the dirty work, quote unquote. Joao Pedro will get all the plaudits for this goal, and people will say, oh yeah, he's got another 7 weeks, 8 weeks down the line. There's no stat for what Kaisedo's done there. Maybe he's going to say he gets the assist, but it's more than just the assist. It's saying that the position he begun in, what Jamie has just shown us, to where he ended up and what he ended up doing. You even have to have the technical ability to be able to play the pass, to break it up, to have that tenacity. That's not an attribute that I'd say probably 90% of players in the Premier League don't have. To be able to do what he's done from where he was, to press, to win it back. Okay, cool, my mate's done it. Some guys will retreat. He's gone, no, I'm going again. I'm going again. It just doesn't run out of energy, and I absolutely love that about him.
It's fantastic. And Kante was the same. They had that gift. And obviously he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's got those long legs, and he's got this vital attribute that you can't teach, you can't buy. Desire.
Can we see it though from a perspective?
Really?
I want to see Joao Pedro first as well. I want to see him talk about the finish because
let's show that one again because the second angle is a bit more Spurs related. But let's Daniel from
I love the way Daniel that he feels like he's got time in that situation when other people might really sort of lash out at that chance when it came.
Well, yes, we've talked about him not having many shots before the game and potentially being low on confidence. But this is a man who's composed, who's full of confidence. It seems. In those moments, some players would snatch at it. You know, it looks a very, very simple finish, which is what he's made it look and what it was for him. But not every player in these moments. Some guys, they go, I'm going to go first time.
And he just missed one before,
exactly. And that's it. You erase what happened before. You go, okay, that's happened, whatever. I'm going again. And I think here, so sure of himself, didn't rush it at all. He had all the time in the world, and it was a great finish.
But defensively from Spurs.
Honestly, it's as bad as it gets in every capacity. Jed Spence does himself no favours here. Once he gets the ball, he gets really lucky there, but then he thinks, you know what, I'm going to try another trick in my own half. Loses it again. Obviously, then Kaisedo does it. This is a poor piece of play. It's not a great ball by Van der Ven. Javi Simmons leaves a really bad one back for him there. I just want to take that back, right? So you've got your two centre-backs. Kevin Danso's over here somewhere, and there's Mickey Van der Ven. You have to win this challenge. If you lose this challenge, you're going to cost your team. He's not strong enough. He's not aggressive enough. Really poor play by Mickey. You can see there, one player wants it more. Now, I'm going to highlight this guy. There, that's a great stop there. What kind of a challenge, a tackle is that when you're trying to stop a goal for your team? I'll just take it back a little bit because it'll probably help us there. He has to come across. Of course, he's got a problem because Joao Pedro's behind him. But you've got to come full force. You've got to take him out and make sure you get the ball. The flip side of that, and of course he's reckless, but could you imagine Romero in this situation? He's coming across with everything that he's got and he's going to throw himself into it and he'll win that challenge. But Kevin Danso, I want to slow it down because it's that bad. Because he comes across and it's such a half-hearted challenge. Look, what is that? And then obviously a good piece of play, but there's your three out your back four all making really poor mistakes. And I don't really like Jed Spence's reaction either. He walks back as well. Really poor from the back three.
I think the Mickey one is probably the worst of the three, to be honest, because he's almost tried to the attacker on the edge of the box, and it's like you trust yourself as you know, defenders these days. A lot of them are very technical on the ball, and he's a very, very good player, but chose the wrong moment against the wrong player to try a trick, and Kaisedo's tenacity was too much for them.
And Spurs needed the first goal today, make no mistake. You could sense the crowd were edgy. Obviously, they had to make the substitution early in the game, and it backfired for him because Xavi Simons looks a little bit lost, especially when he goes out to that left wing. It feels like he needs to play maybe centrally. They had no pace going forward, so that didn't really work, and they lost their rhythm, everything you probably worked on for the last couple of days. But it's been a really bad 4 days for them. Obviously, losing at Newcastle in the Cup, you want to win another cup. I think it's really important for Thomas Frank. And then this awful home record, 3 wins in the last year, is obviously carrying on now, and it doesn't look like getting any better.